Hello everyone, it's Leo, and this week is the release of Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. The Pokemon fandom is up in flames, people defending the games, people hating on the games, people talking about it. It seems that everybody is talking about the games in some way. And, I'm very excited about it. I can't wait to play it. But I know it seems that there are lots of problems about it, and I do want to talk about those problems in the future, but I just want to talk about all of them after I play the game, just to give like my take on the discourse and everything that's been discussed around this game. And just to get on with the hype, I am very hyped. As I said, I decided to do a top 10 of my 10 favorite Pokemon on every single generation. I'm not separating by generations. I'm just saying like every single Pokemon. It was really hard, just narrowing it down to 10. It was tough, but I did it. Just before I start doing the top 10 and revealing the positions, I just want to say that I'm very excited for Pokemon. I bought Pokemon Shield, but my Switch does not have any space anymore. I don't have an SD card on it, and so I got a physical version of the game. I have no problem with digital versions, but I got a physical version of the game, and so I live in a small city here in Brazil, and so I think it's going to take a while for the game to get here. And it's a holiday. It's a national holiday here in Brazil, the day the game is released. So there's no luck for me. I'm probably going to play this game way after everyone that's pre-ordered the game is playing. I bought it on the pre-order. Anyways, another thing, I am holding this cute Vulpix plushie I really like Vulpix. The Vulpix is not part of my top 10. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to mislead anyone. And I also have this great t-shirt. It really highlights my belly. Okay, we need to love our bodies. We need to own and love our bodies, right? And it's green, it's a beautiful green. I really like this tone of green, and I love Bulbasaur. It's not part of my top 10 as well, but Bulbasaur is my favorite starter from Gen 1. So yeah, I really like Bulbasaur and its evolutions, but Bulbasaur, most specifically Bulbasaur. In 10th place, I picked Vileplume. Vileplume is a Pokemon that I remember very clearly from when I started watching Pokemon, the anime. One of the first episodes I saw, there was this big buzz about Pokemon hurting children in Japan because of that Porygon episode. They had lots of epilepsy and lots of health problems because of that episode specifically. And I was very afraid of watching Pokemon, and my mom always said, don't watch this show. But I watched it, and I remember when I was watching it, I always driven my eyes away from the screen when Pikachu was attacking because of obvious reasons. But then, I got used to it. But one of the first episodes I watched was one that James went back to his house. I obviously don't remember the specifics, but he had someone he was going to marry. I don't remember exactly. And that girl, she had a Vileplume. And I was like, wow, what a beautiful Pokemon. And I remember that episode very clearly in my mind up until this day. And I love grass Pokemon. And I think that Vileplume is the design is really nice. It looks cute and beautiful, but at the same time it looks poisonous and dangerous. And so those two things usually don't go well together. And in Vileplume's case, it does, and it rocks like that. I really like Vileplume's whole design, and it's a very powerful Pokemon. So yeah, Vileplume is my number 10. Now for number 9, I picked, it's one of my favorites, mostly because of its cute design, but it's also a powerhouse. I'm talking about Lizzie. I think that one of the things I really like in media in general is that when you have that very cute and round and pinkish design, and then that thing, a Pokemon, a character, a magical girl, or I don't know, a superhero, someone, is unexpectedly strong and a very big powerhouse. And I remember when I first played Pokemon, I'm gonna be very honest here, I played it on an emulator. I started playing on an emulator because my parents couldn't buy me Game Boy. And so I never had a Game Boy. The first time I played Pokemon legally was with DS. But yeah, like, I remember Chansey was a rare dream of mine. And so I used to I used to cheat at the time just to get a Blissey, because Blissey was like, she was so powerful. Like, it was so hard, like getting a Chansey and then evolving it to a Blissey, and then I used to get a Blissey directly. Sorry. And then it was so cool to me when I was a kid, you know, like having that cute Pokemon being super strong, and she never died. She had like the biggest HP in the world. And so like, I was so blessed to have her on my team. I really like her because of that. Like, it lasted it had a very long-game impact, because I still like her until nowadays. And number 8 is very close, because I'm talking about Gold and Silver, and this Pokemon also got me in Gold and Silver as well. I'm talking about Miltank. Miltank is another powerhouse, not really in the competitive scene, I think, I don't know. But Miltank was scary at that time. Whitney was scary. I remember I used to stay days and days and days trying to beat Whitney in her gym. I couldn't do that, and like, that was so crazy. And her Miltank was so powerful. Rollout still scares me until nowadays. I think I have a big trauma over everything in her case, because damn, that's just crazy. But yeah, that's someone I really like. I really like Miltank. You know, Miltank's design, like, I really love normal Pokemon. You know, like, since I'm talking about Pokemon, my favorite types are normal, grass, and fairy. You know, fairy is a very gay a gay type of Pokemon. And, you know, it was made for gays. And so, like, it was made for me, you know. But, you know, I feel like normals, I have a very strong bond with normal Pokemon and with grass Pokemon as well. I don't know if it's because they're green, it's because they're flowers, and so they're kind of like very feminine as well, and so I like them. But, you know, like, this is something I really enjoy. And now for number 7, it's our dear Cure mermaid, Prima Mina. If you're a fan of Precure, you probably are if you're here. Prima Mina, you know, our queen, our dear savior Prima Mina. Like, damn, she is so... like, that's one of the things I really like about her. Well, this Pokemon specifically. I'm sorry, it's hard for me not to genderify things, because in Portuguese we do that with everything. And so it's hard for me in English to use it to living things like Pokemon. But, you know, Prima Mina, let's just talk about that. Perfect design. She sings, it's like an opera singer. Like, girl, work that. And not only that, it's beautiful, but it really resembles Cure Mermaid from Go Princess Precure. If you haven't watched Go Princess Precure and you like anime, you should watch this show, because it's brilliant. But, you know, Prima Mina is just all that to me. And, you know, like, Popplio, Brioni, and Prima Mina, they're all amazing. I just don't accept hate towards this line. They're the best. They're the best starters. It's kind of like a spoiler for the rest of my list, but, you know, there are no more starters here. Prima Mina is my favorite starter. And one more thing that's very interesting about Prima Mina, male and female versions, they're the same. And so we have like a ratio for male Prima Minas that is way bigger than for females. That's awesome. To me, that's awesome. Work it, Game Freak. And now for number 6, a gothic lady, and I'm not talking about the last evolution, I'm talking about the middle one, which is my favorite out of this line. You know, like, even the name is the best. I'm talking about Gotorita. I really like the whole line, Gochita, Gotorita, Gochitel, they're all gorgeous, but Gotorita to me is the best. She is a queen. I really like the whole style of the Pokemon that kind of resembles those gothic lolitas from Japan, like the style and the, you know, the coordinations of the way they dress themselves. Like, it's so beautiful. And like, it's a mysterious Pokemon. You know, it's like the type and everything, it works very well for the Pokemon and everything. And it's diva-ish. You know, it's like Gothorita is like growing to be a diva. And Gothitelle is amazing. I really like the last evolution, but Gothorita to me is the best. And I really, really like her. And like, I really like it. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to give genders. It's so hard to me. I'm sorry. But yeah, it is my number 5. Number 6, right? I'm lost in numbers because number 5 is coming out now, and it's Stoutland. Stoutland is a beautiful Pokemon. And I remember when Black and White came out, and it came out like, it was like one of the first normal Pokemon of the generation, and I was like, work. Because I love it. And I'm gonna tell a little story here. In my whole life, I always liked dogs. I really liked dogs. But my mom was never really fond of animals. My dad never cared. And so we never really got animals. And then one of my sister's friends, she had, like her dog was pregnant and she had lots of babies. And then she gave one to my sister. And when it was the time when my sister wasn't married. And so she lived here with us. And then so the dog was ours. And then we called him Brad. Actually, he already came with a name, and he was called Brad. And he was a Yorkshire, and so like everything about the Stoutland line reminds me of him. You know, he passed away when he was 15 years, and you know, he lived a long life, and I'm pretty sure he lived a very happy life because he was very happy with us. I feel like he was a very calm dog, just like my parents are. I feel like, especially my dad, he was very attached to my dad, and then he lived a peaceful life like he liked to be. But he was such a companion. He was with us all the time. He slept in my parents' bedroom, and you know, it was, I might have some pictures to put on here while I talk about him. And so I miss him dearly. And after that, after his passing, my mom never really wanted another dog in the house. She suffered a lot. Like, my mom is she's a tsundere type of person. And so she suffered a lot. Like, I suffered, my dad suffered, but my mom, she suffered in silence. You know, she doesn't really like to show those type of emotions. And so I feel like she never really wanted to have another dog so she wouldn't have to go through that again. And, you know, Stoutland is special to me, not only because of that. I really liked with having Stoutland in my team in Black and White. And there was that beautiful Stoutland episode in Sun and Moon, Alola. Like, wow, if you haven't seen Sun and Moon, you should. Like, I haven't seen it completely, but from what I've seen, damn, this is so good. This is the best Pokemon season, for sure. Now to number 4. Number 4 is a special case because I feel like all, if not all, most of the Pokemon I'm mentioning here are cute ones. But this one, it's more of a fierce type. I don't know if this is a word that can be used to describe this Pokemon. And I'm talking about Absol. Absol is like a powerful Pokemon, and I remember using him on my team, using it on my team, and I just love it. You know, it's the perfect design. It's very simple and clean. Hikaru girl. And then it's a simple and clean design. The Mega version is beautiful, and I feel like Absol is fierce. You know, it's just fierce. And Absol is for a while a Pokemon that I wanted to tattoo on my body. Like, I don't have any tattoos, and I'm still nowadays, I really want to get tattoos, but I'm very scared of, you know, getting tired of them. I don't know. I just wanted to get tattoos. And Absol is a Pokemon that I wanted to tattoo on my body. Because you're going to see that, like, my top 3, like, not really my top 3, because the third one, like, got here last. But, you know, the other 2 aren't really Pokemon that I would like to tattoo. But Absol, like, maybe just its face, or maybe its whole body, I don't know. But, you know, it's so beautiful. I just can't, you know, it's very beautiful. And I usually don't like Pokemon that are only one stage. but Absol is different. Like, well, I do like some that are one stage only, but Absol is different. Now for number 3. It's a surprise for me, at least, because this Pokemon took my world by storm. When I was playing Sun and Moon and I got this one, I was like, damn, I love this so much. I just can't take it off my team. I would never take it off my team. I love this Pokemon. I would, like, I don't know. I'm talking about Talita. I love those diva-ish Pokemon, and Talita is a queen. Her walking animation, you know, everything. She even has a crown. Talita is a literal queen. Like, I'm maybe not literal, because I don't know much about her story. Like, maybe in the jungle she's a queen, I don't know. But you know, she is a queen. She is a metaphorical queen. And I love her. You know, her design is like all of everything in her line is perfect, but Talita she just takes it to another level, and she's super strong. I loved having her on my team in Sun and Moon, and I even know she is part of the Sun and Moon anime, but I haven't gotten there yet. I only saw Steenie. Steenie's so cute, I really like it. And you know, Talita is a queen. She's fierce, she's powerful, she works it, she destroys people, she taps on people. She taps on other Pokemon when she's fighting against them. Like, she's a dominatrix. I don't even know. Like, Talita, girl, I love it so much. And there is a Mao figure coming out, but it's not coming out with Talita, it's a Steenie. Like, come on. Anyways, it's too expensive. I wouldn't be able to get it anyways, but that figure is great. Mao is great. Mallow is great. I don't know, there are so many names for the Sun and Moon characters. I don't even remember which name is which anymore. But they have like 12 names. Each character has a name in each country they're released, and like, this is so confusing. But anyways, number 3 is Talita, and number 2 is another diva, probably the biggest diva in the Pokemon company, Jinx. This is where I'm going to rant, because rant. What's the difference between rent and rant? Like, I'm going to vent here. You know, Jinx is a perfect example of a Pokemon that was forgotten, and a Pokemon that could have been used in so many different instances. We had Mega Pokemon. Jinx could have received the Mega Jinx form. She would be fierce in it. I have no doubt about it. Jinx could have had an Alola form. She doesn't. She could have had a Galar form. She doesn't. She could have had a Gigantamax form. I don't care. We need new Jinx forms. She couldn't be forgotten like she is. A Jinx evolution, I don't care. We need Jinx to go back to the forefront of the Pokemon company, because she was never forefront, I know that. But you know, I think she is popular enough. Like, she is more popular than Stunfisk. Damn. But, you know, I love Jinx. I love her. Like, I love everything about Jinx. You know, her design, her mouth, everything. I know that back then, there was a lot of complaining about her design and everything, because she played on stereotypes and they changed it a little. But I feel like nowadays, like, the way they do her in the newer sprites are all great. And you know, her in Pokemon Go, she looks really nice in Pokemon Go. She looks really nice in Sun and Moon. You know, like, I even have Shiny Jinx from X and Y. You know, like, I'm still holding on to her, maybe to transfer her to Sword and Shield one day in the future. Maybe, I don't know, but I still want this very badly. And now, before I start talking about my number 1 choice, I just want to give some honorable mentions to some Pokemon I love very much and they weren't able to make the cut. Bruxish, I don't even know how to speak its name, but that mouth, those teeth, girl. Cherim is really cute, especially when it's opened. I remember that I used to use Cherim in my Diamond and Pearl, and then I used to use Sunny Day just to have like this beautiful Cherim form. Lilligant is another grass Pokemon that is a diva. I love it. Tapu Fini is my favorite from the Tapus and one of my favorite mythical Pokemon. I really like it. Meloetta is great. Meloetta resembles a lot of a diva, a pop diva, while also resembling a magical girl because she has a transformation as well. Luxray, I really love Luxray. I really like Miss Magius. Cresselia, I don't know. It's beautiful. Sailor Moon would have a Cresselia on her team because it's all moon shaped. And Pheromosa. I don't know if Pheromosa is a Pokemon or a Ultra Beast. I don't even know if Ultra Beasts count as Pokemon. But since it's part of the franchise, Pheromosa is beautiful. I like the design. It's Diva-like, and you guys know, I love Diva-like Pokemon. But my number one isn't Diva-like. Well, at least the attitude is, because this Pokemon has an attitude check every time. I'm talking about Jigglypuff. It's a classic. You know, you can't hide away from Jigglypuff. It's a classic from the Pokemon world, from the Pokemon anime, like the singing and then drawing on people's faces. It's legendary. It's part of the anime world. And, you know, like, there's even a joke on the internet because, like, people say Lana Del Rey is the real life Jigglypuff because she sings in people's sleep. I love Lana Del Rey, at least her songs. But, you know, like, I really like Jigglypuff, and I have, like, the biggest nostalgic feeling over it. And I feel like I'm not a very nostalgic person, but sometimes you can't beat nostalgia. I feel like you can't really beat nostalgia. There's been so many generations of Pokemon, and Gen 1 is not even close to being my favorite generation, but Jigglypuff is still my favorite. You know, Jigglypuff and Jinx, my loves. And I don't even have fluffy Jigglypuff to have it with me. But this one is very cute. I love the Alola forms. The Alola forms are queens. They're all great. I really like them. Anyways, guys, that was my top 10. I'm sorry for the long video, but I would really like to hear it from you. What are your top 10 favorites? What are your favorite Pokemon? The stories you have with Pokemon and everything. And so I really want to listen to it and, you know, prepare myself for Sword and Shield. And please help me since I won't get the game like very quickly. Let's keep talking and, you know, holding on to the hype that is coming pretty soon. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.